When you think of gold chains, you probably think of pharaohs and Spartans, or maybe even rappers in the hip hop culture. Gold has always been a symbol of power and status. But somewhere along the way, guys started thinking a gold chain was supposed to prove who they are. It's not. A gold chain is not supposed to prove something. It's not something you wear to pretend to be someone you aren't. The man is what makes the chain. He's the statement, and the chain is just what sharpens him. I'm Nick Miller, and I've been designing jewelry for over 15 years. And there's one thing I've been asked over and over again. What millimeter gold chain should I get? Guys are out here shopping for chains like they're buying specs on a truck. Bigger equals better. More grams equals status. But when I actually look at what they're wearing, the issue was never that the chain was too small. It was that it was out of proportion, too long, too thick, disconnected from who they actually are. That's the mistake that most guys make with their gold chains. They chase size instead of proportion. Size matters, as we all know, but they're buying chains that wear them instead of chains they wear. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to choose a gold chain that actually compliments you, gives you more confidence, and shows the world who you actually are. One of the clearest examples I remember was a guy who came to me wearing a 6mm rope chain that was 26 inches long. On paper, it sounded good. It had weight, it had shine, it looked impressive, but on him, it looked wrong. The chain hung too low. It caught too much light. It made the whole outfit look awkward. So we changed 3 things. First, we brought the length up to 22 inches, so it sat higher on his chest. Second, we moved him into a cleaner, more structured chain, something with a little less sparkle and more presence, a solid diamond cut Franco chain at 4mm. And third, we personalized it with a tiger signature clasp and his birthstone emerald eyes. After that, he didn't look like a guy wearing a big gold chain anymore. He looks like a man with a signature collector's piece. Same category, same investment, completely different effect. And that's exactly what I mean. Most men don't need a louder chain. They need a chain that works with their frame, their clothes, and their actual presence. When the proportion is wrong, the chain wears the man. When the proportion is right, the man wears the chain. So how do you actually do this? How do you choose a chain that sharpens you instead of one that tries to make you something you're not? Well, you start by determining the role this chain is going to play, and there are specific questions that you need to ask yourself. Step 1, determine the role. Is this a daily wear chain or a special occasion chain? A chain you wear every single day has different requirements than one you would wear to a celebrity gala. Next, what environments will you actually be wearing it in? Are you wearing this to the gym or sports, on dates, playing with your kids, to work? These factors matter because if you're an attorney or a doctor, for example, a more subtle chain may be more workplace appropriate than if you're a professional baseball player. And if you're an avid lifter, a big chunky chain would definitely be a hindrance. Next, how much shine do you actually want? On one end of the spectrum, you might just want a hint of sparkle glinting behind your polo or a button down. In the middle, you may want something with some presence, something noticeable, something with strong weight, but that doesn't look like you're overcompensating for something. And on the other end, maybe you're 6'7", a complete badass, and you want to look like a more stylish version of yourself and stand out in a crowd. Now, what determines the link style you're going to choose? No sparkle at all might land you with a shiny Miami Cuban link. If you want just a hint of sparkle, then you might choose an Hermes chain, a round box, or a regular Franco. But if you like that added gleam, then a diamond cut Franco chain or a diamond cut rope could definitely work. Want to light up the room? An ice chain or a necklace with diamond stations might be best for you. The next question I like to ask is, will you wear a pendant with your chain? And how big is that pendant? This is very important because certain chains work well with pendants and some don't. As a general rule, you want a chain with a round profile and smooth fluid links so the pendant can move freely and lay naturally. Flat link chains are typically not good for pendants. Those include Miami Cuban links, curb links, and Figaro chains. My favorite chains for pendants are diamond cut Francos, regular Francos, Hermes chains, diamond cut ropes, and the round box chain. They have that smooth fluid link structure and rounded profile you're looking for. Then you need to match your chain to your pendant's size and weight. You do not want your pendant swallowed by a chain that's way too big for it, and you don't want it weighing down a chain that's too small. Generally, your chain should weigh between 1 and 3 times the weight of your pendant. There are variations to that, but that's a good guideline. Now, here's the breakdown by pendant size. What we call extra small is about 15 millimeters in diameter, roughly the size of a dime. That matches well with a 1.5 to 2.5 millimeter chain. For a small pendant, which is around 20 millimeters or nickel size, those are gonna match 2 to 3 millimeter chains really well. And for a medium, 25 millimeter, roughly quarter size, those match 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter chains. For a large pendant, which is typically roughly a $half size or 30 millimeters in diameter, those are gonna match our 3.5 to 4.5 millimeter chains. And if you're going extra large, this is 35 millimeter plus in diameter, then you're gonna wanna go with a 4 to 6 millimeter chain. Now let's move on to the next step, which is matching your frame. What width and length actually matches your specific body frame. As a reminder, do not overcompensate with millimeters. Choose a width based on your frame and your build. Most men like to start with 22 inches, which is what I'm wearing right now. And for the average guy like me, 5'10", 185 pounds, a 22-inch chain lays perfectly on my chest. I can wear it by itself, tucked in the shirt, or outside the shirt, or even with a pendant without weighing it down too low. If I want something tighter up that I wear alone, or because I want it to show when I'm wearing a button down or a polo, just so you can glimpse it behind the collar, then I usually will go with a 20-inch like this one. And if I want to be able to pull it on and off without unclamping it, or just want a little more room, then I'll go with 24 inches like this. Just make sure that you adjust for your build. Choose the length based on your specific use case. The guy in my story went from 26 inches down to 22 inches, and that single change made a big difference. Step 3, choose the type of chain that matches your personality. Diamond cut Franco is my go-to for clean strength. I like a diamond cut rope for classic style with extra shine. A Cuban link chain has bold presence and a sleek look. Round box is my favorite if I want something very refined with a cool, tight geometric look. And an Hermes chain is awesome for timeless masculinity. I always say that's the one the Spartans would have worn. Each of these chains sends a different message. The guy in the story switched from a rope chain to a diamond cut Franco. It was in the same weight category, but completely different feel. The Franco had more presence without too much extra sparkle. It was structured and it was clean. Moving on to step 4, choose your color and carat. Where I like to start with this is by matching your pendants and the other accessories you're gonna wear to the chain, color, and carat. So for example, if you wear 18 karat yellow gold watches, then get a chain to match. But if you're in the stainless steel watch category, then go with silver or platinum for your chain. Everything coordinated looks really intentional and clean. Beyond that, here's what each carat option actually means. To start, yellow gold is the eternal symbol of luxury and status. It's what people recognize as gold. And right off the bat, they're gonna know what it is. White gold and platinum will give you a silver look, but they have rarity, value, weight, and durability of actual gold and platinum. In the gold category, 14K is the perfect balance of beauty, durability, and practicality. 14K comes in at 58.5% pure gold. I think it's the sweet spot for daily wear. But 18K gives you a richer gold hue and a luxury feel. It's heavier and it's more expensive, coming in at 75% pure gold. Now 22K has a deep gold hue and a rich gold character. It's worn only when appropriate because it's softer and it does require more care. 22K comes in around 91.67% pure gold. When it comes to 24 karat, which is 100% pure gold or 0.999, I really like to keep that only for special occasion chains. It's way too soft for daily wear and it's really not suitable to put pendants on. I'll mention 10K here at the end because it is important if you're quite budget restricted and you want real gold. It is very strong, so that's one plus side of it, but the gold color looks pretty watered down. It's important to note that every step of that carat ladder is an exponential increase in price because the added gold content makes the chains heavier and the price per gram is higher at the same time. So it's a double dip on price increase. So make sure you choose the carat that matches your lifestyle and your budget, but don't cheap out on the gold content if this is something you're going to wear every day. And one final note, please do not go hollow. You will regret it one day, I promise. It's not something that's gonna last forever. It might have the same look, but it's empty on the inside, and I know you're not. Step 5, now we personalize it. And that's exactly what my customer did. He made his chain flow with custom meaning to his piece. He literally made his chain one of one. Nobody else around him is wearing a clasp like that, let alone with emerald eyes. The chain only becomes a great purchase if you actually wear it, it looks right on you, and it has enough real gold and quality construction to last. A slightly smaller, solid chain that you wear every day, every week, and are proud of is much more valuable than a larger hollow chain that only looks good in the display case. Again, the chain itself should complement who you already are, not try to portray you as someone you're not. When you nail these 5 things, you will own a gold chain that actually complements you instead of compensates for you. A chain that sits right, looks right, and lasts a lifetime. That's what separates a gold chain you love from one you regret. If you're ready to find a gold chain that meets all of these standards, check out our collection at proclamationjewelry.com. We've got everything from subtle daily wear pieces to statement chains. And every single one is solid construction with real gold and the craftsmanship to last. If there's anything else about gold chains you want me to break down, just let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. And thank you so much for sticking around. We'll catch you on the next one.